Welcome, Americans and Patriots. Tip for today, focus your attention on better things. Where you put your focus, your attention, is going to be a good deal of what you're ingesting mentally. And you need to make sure that's focused on the right things. If you're focusing on garbage TV, if you're focusing on garbage news, stuff like that, that's what's going in, right? It's real similar to how you eat, what you put in your body, what you feed yourself is going to affect your body. So it's the same thing with your mind. What you're putting into there is definitely going to affect that. Real quick, Corey, hello. Okay, happy hour is a dude, I assumed so. Eve Morris from upstate New York, welcome. All right, so the other point on that is I want to talk about education versus entertainment. So education is good knowledge, good information coming in. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, learning new things, learning different areas of things. There's so much information on the internet nowadays. It's incredible. I like reading books. I like looking stuff up online. I try to honestly avoid most junk TV. Like, me and my wife kind of set a challenge a few months ago. We were just going to do the entire Star Trek world from beginning to almost end. I don't want to see the new series that's out. I don't really care for that one, but everything up to that in chronological order. So we're most of the way. We got done with the original series. We got through a chunk of the movies that were pertaining, and then we got most of the way through Next Generation, and then this whole thing happened. So I really haven't even been watching TV since this whole thing started at the beginning of April. But sorry, I lost my voice pretty good the other day. And so just try to focus on getting more less entertainment, more education in, guys. On that note, let's talk about education. So, interesting thing happened in Illinois after our massive protest here. The Illinois mayor comes out. She doesn't even refer to us. She's specifically talking about like parties going on, stuff like that. But she threatens to have people arrested who are violating the stay-at-home orders. Interesting thing, the police that were down there, quite frankly, didn't agree with her and didn't really like the orders, and quite frankly agreed with us from the people I talked to. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The bully doesn't, they're little bullies. They only can enforce this stuff so long as they have a big bully with them, and that's the cops. You notice in Sacramento, they had to call out the highway patrol. Not city, not state, not county. They called out the highway patrol. That's who they had out there. So, from what I saw, the city was actually saying, we're not taking anybody that you arrest. We're just not taking them. So, I don't know why you're wasting your time. And, that's the thing. If we got to take away their guns, so to speak, their power. And that's through education. But anyway, on that note, this is one of the most fundamental things. Everybody thinks you need to be some crazy like PhD or a lawyer or a scholar of some sort or a professor to understand the Constitution. I've gotten this a few times. The Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, was specifically written so the average Joe can read it and understand his rights. It's not even that freaking long. Like, it really isn't. And most state constitutions are very similar. They are written very plain language, mostly plain language. Depending on how long ago they were written, it might not be modern plain language. But they're written in pretty plain language so that everyone can understand them. And they're kept pretty short because they don't need to cover a bunch of junk. It just doesn't need to get that crazy. And you should know what's in yours. You should know what's in the U.S. Excuse me. You should know what's in the U.S. Constitution. You should know what's in your state constitution because those are the governing laws of the land. Yes, there are other laws under there. There's state laws, there's federal laws, but none of those can violate those two documents. The federal laws can't violate the U.S. Constitution. Illinois laws can't violate either the Illinois Constitution or the U.S. Constitution. So you should read them. You should know both. Oh, is it glitching? I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me check something. See if that's better. This thing for some reason doesn't act well on when it's on Wi-Fi. When it's on regular signal, it's a lot better. I forgot to shut off the Wi-Fi. So, all right. So anyway, what I was saying is the Illinois Constitution and your state constitution and the U.S. Constitution. You should know them. Yeah, that explains why my Wi-Fi is acting weird. So anyway, couple of things I want to cover real quick on that, like specific to Illinois, but this is going to be similar in most states, and I want you to look for yourself. This is your homework, right? So what all of these governors have done is they wrote executive orders. That's what all of them have done. They wrote executive orders demanding these shelter-in-place orders. Now, in Illinois, this is what it says about an executive order. This is the only thing it says about an executive order. This is from Article 5, Section 11 of the Illinois Constitution. Let's see. The governor, by executive order, may reassign functions among or reorganize executive agencies which are directly responsible to him. Nowhere in there does it talk about shelter in place. If such a reassignment or reorganization, hold on, let me skip this. The executive order shall be delivered to the General Assembly. Okay. The General Assembly is an annual. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. That's the only mention, basically. It goes on to further talk about, like, once he does that, the right way to do things, but by executive order, it may reassign functions among or reorganize executive agencies, which are directly responsible to him. It doesn't say he can lock you in your home. It doesn't give him that power. And furthermore, like, here's a key thing here. All right, that is what an executive order is supposed to be: commanding the executive department. There's three branches. There's executive, legislative, and judicial. Okay, and they each separately have different functions. And I want to read you something. This is similar in the United States Constitution and is going to be similar in every single state. This is Article 2 of the Illinois Constitution, Section 1. The legislative, executive, and judicial branches are separate, period. No branch shall exercise powers properly belonging to another. They can't do what the other branch is supposed to do. So, a crime is when you break a law. A law, now this is interesting, and this is from Article 4, Section 8 of the Illinois Constitution. Let's see. The General Assembly, which is like the Congress body, right, shall enact laws only by bill. Bills may originate in either house, but may be amended or rejected by the other. So, what it says is that you can only create a law in the legislative body. You can only do it by a bill. An executive order is not a law. An executive order is something that is ordered to control the executive body. Has nothing to do with law. It is not law. Therefore, it is not able to be punished by a crime, being called a crime. So, I want to cover one other thing here. So, I mean, just keep that in mind, guys. These executive orders are not laws. And actually, somebody sent me something really good. I thought it was pretty interesting on just that topic. And I wanted to get you a little bit more background here. Where is it? and this has been passing around. I got this from a few other things. It says, from a constitutional lawyer. Several of you probably already got it. You do not have to stay at home. You do not have to close your business. You are not restricted in your travels. You are not banned from religious assembly. These are not laws, as a law must be passed by your state legislature. And of course, this has not happened in any of our 50 states. These following orders are unlawful orders. Stay at home, close your business, don't go to church, practice social distancing, wear a mask, no interstate travel, etc., etc. These are not laws that can carry any kind of criminal penalty for violation. They are at best only guidelines or suggestions. These orders carry no legitimate force of law with which to back them up, right? You can tell people to do something. You can tell the police that they need to enforce these things. And the police may or may not choose to do so. It's real similar to being in the military and being told to go shoot somebody else. You have to decide. I mean, of course, you can go do it. It might be wrong, and you might say, no, I'm not going to do it. And you can do that. You are allowed. You can't be punished for not doing something that is wrong. So any policemen out there, any law enforcement officials, not following these things are not wrong. You know, that you would be a good guy for not following these. All right, so the executive versus legislative versus judicial, I want to cover real quick. And this is specific to Illinois, though. Let's see. We have the separation of those two. And all right, so the governor, right, the supreme executive power. The governor shall have the supreme executive power and shall be responsible for the faithful execution of the laws. His job is to enforce the laws, not to make them up. His job is not to make up laws. Again, we go back to this other part here where it says the General Assembly shall enact laws only by bill. Bills may originate in either house, but may be amended or rejected by the other. So only the state Congress can enact laws, can create laws. The governor has no authority to do that. And again, that goes back to legislative, executive, and judicial branches are separate. No branch shall exercise powers properly belonging to the other. So the governor can't make up laws. And that goes for every state. That is not a unique thing to Illinois. That foundation comes from the U.S. Constitution. So, the whole thing is they need our consent. And my message has been stop consenting. Inform others to stop consenting to this. That their power comes from our consent. That's the only way their power comes. But now, and in this is the hard part. So we had these massive overreach and breaking of laws, violation of constitutional rights, violation of civil liberties that has gone on. And it went on with, I want to say 49 governors. 49 out of 50 governors did this. 49 of them did this. Not blue and just blue. Blue were worse and they're staying worse. But red ones did too. Republican governors did the same thing. A lot of the Republican governors weren't as bad, but they did it just as well. And this sets a horrible precedent. And allowing them to just open back up and release us, right, without getting our message across that this is not okay, sets a precedent that they can do that. And that means they will do it again. If they know that we'll put up with it and we will consent, they will do it again. That plain and simple, right? That is the simplicity of it. That is how our country has gone for centuries. You try it one time. If you get away with it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. So, with that, we are finding out now, and I think our pressure had a lot to do with that. There's even been news articles that have said that between the numbers changing and these massive protests that have been going on, some of the governors are lifting it up, even against advice of medical professionals, we'll call them. But now we're going to see the bullies. We're going to see the most extreme and tyrannical, right? We're going to see who are the real assholes. Who are the guys who think they are kings? And with that, we do what you do to a bully, what you do to somebody who thinks they have power over you. You stand up, you get in their face, and you don't back down. That's what we're going to do. That's Memorial Day. Stay tuned. We're working out the details tonight. By the way, I'll announce this again, but conference call at 8 p.m. Central Time. So 9 Eastern, 7 Mountain, 6 Central. Or Pacific, 6 Pacific. But 8 Central, in case you need to, on Discord. If you're interested in becoming a leader, getting involved more, hit up me or Justin or Janae. Let us know. We may not be able to get you in this conference call just because it's going to be not too long from now. It's about 2 hours from now, a little less. But we do want to get you involved if you're willing. We need more help. We always do. This is a grassroots movement, and it takes more people. It takes more bodies doing things. So, Memorial Day, keep it open. This is going to be more focused. It's not going to be in every state. We are going after the bullies, okay? So, if you don't, just try to be prepared to be able to travel. That would be the one thing I would say, because we're taking the fight to them, and we're not backing down. So we're not, like I said, we're not going to pick a fight, but we will not back down from one. We are going to stand there, and we are going to make it obvious that they are in the wrong, and we're going to stand up like you do to a bully. So anyway, that's the deal. Again, like I said, conference call at 8 today, 8 p.m. I want to make sure that all of our leaders are on that. And then I'm going to turn it over real quick to questions and answers, see what we got here. Let's see. Spring Conway, Stembridge, word. Hello, Monique. Welcome. Happy hour, Al. I had to take an emergency drive from New Jersey to Florida. Florida tried to stop me from entering the state because I was from New Jersey. They wanted me to fill out all kinds of paperwork and forms and know exactly where I was headed. My nephew was in the car with me, and he started to question their authority. He asked them if this was a mandatory or voluntary. They said all this was a voluntary. I looked at them, said adios, and drove off. Fuck them. Nice. And that's the thing, guys. Most of this is voluntary, and they know it is. They're using fear tactics and their authority. That they've done this. Like, police are used to this. This is what they do. They walk in, act like they know what they're doing, act like they're the authority, act like they have the ability to do it, and they get away with it, even though they don't. You know, they come to your door and say, I need to come in. Most people let them in. They don't go, well, where's your warrant? Well, they don't have the right to walk into your home. They don't have the right to look around your home unless you let them. But they're used to just assuming the authority, pushing their way past with fear, because most people think, oh, cops, they're good guys. They're just trying to protect, right? Well, you can't give up that right, and you can't consent to this. Let's see. Daniela Maddux, depends on the individual cops. Yeah, some cops are good, some cops are bad. They're more good than bad, I will absolutely say. I got a lot of family who's been in the police force, as well as, military, so similar. But, there's always bad apples. Unfortunately, there's also ones who are just afraid to lose their paycheck. And this is how Nazi Germany happened. Those guys just following orders. That was their excuse. They were just following orders. That was their answer, literally, for burning people alive, for shooting people in mass graves and burying them. That was their excuse. I was just following orders. That bullshit doesn't cut it. I'm just following orders is not good enough. You need to make them aware of the Constitution of their state and the United States. Raylan Sue Spearley Stratio. We had a great conversation earlier. I apologize about the last name. You can get combo Illinois U.S. Constitution booklets from Springfield in Illinois. I have some left if anybody needs one. Yeah, and you can also look them up online. You should definitely, everybody, read your state constitution and the U.S. Constitution. It is important to know. Yeah, Raylan, executive orders are only intended to direct the executive branch. They are not laws. They are not. They are intended to control the powers under the executive branch only. That's what they are for. Nothing else. Raylan, again, our last line of defense is the county sheriff. Why it's so important for sheriffs to be constitutional sheriffs. The county sheriff has the power to end this. Yes. County sheriffs, state police, city police, like they're the ones who really have the power here. And I would absolutely love if in California, Oregon, New York, I think New York's backing off. I'm not 100% sure, but some of these states that are keeping it going, Virginia, New Jersey, what were some of the other ones? Any of these states that are doing these things, I would love to see a county sheriff walk into the governor's office and arrest him. Arrest him for doing these unconstitutional acts and taking away the civil liberties of people underneath of them. I think it's disgusting, and they should be arrested for it. It is a crime to do that. That would be beautiful. Eve Morris, I see lots of lawsuits coming. The problem with the lawsuits, quite honestly, is we end up paying them. The governor's not going to pay them. They're going to be held immune from this. We're going to pay them. The tax dollars will pay them. It's not going to help. Let's see. Sierra Stompum, my state's crook governor goes to Supreme Court tomorrow to answer to charges. Good. I don't know what state that is, but absolutely, that would be awesome. Let's see. Molly, Cruz and Bishop, come to East Peoria if you want energy to stop this. Yeah, I heard Peoria's backing off finally. Like they said they're gonna get rid of it. That side of river is opening up with permission from their state's attorney and sheriffs. Yeah, that's awesome. I was reading a thing earlier. Who Nick Holloway sent it to me, I believe. Whoop. Hold on. Sorry, screwing up there. Raylan, I was stationed over there in early 80s. Got to walk to the old... To the old Germans was a wake-up. Yeah. Got to talk to the older Germans was a wake-up. Yeah, and it's incredible. It really was just taking a blind eye. Like, I just don't want to see it. Yeah, I don't want to know. I'm okay not knowing. And... that's no longer okay. That was my viewpoint as well. We have to be vigilant. We have to stay aware. And we have to stay that way. Molly, Woodford, and Tazewell counties are in support of Constitution. Awesome. Cynthia Escovedo, yes, God help us here in California. Yeah, California is definitely one of the places we want to go. Sierra Stompin, Pennsylvania, the wolf. Yeah, sorry about that. Mike Esposito, Wolf has state and federal subpoenas on him. Yeah, and these things are going to get crazy. Oh, Nicole Ferguson, hello. Hey there. Any good news from Memorial Day? Yes, we are going to be going at, we have solidified 3 locations right now. 3 primary locations that we want to go to. So, where the bullies are. So if you can, free it up. We're trying to give you notice now. Free up Memorial Day. Free yourself up to potentially travel if you're not in that area. We'll get you details after tonight. So tomorrow we'll have some details. Let's see. Corey, New York is lightening up just slightly though. Cuomo just shut all schools while we were protesting for the rest of the year. However, my local county has a lot of sheep and falling for all this. It's a shame these people will be the first on the rail cars. Yeah, exactly. And it's the analogies are so spot on with Nazi Germany in the early years. It's incredible. Like that, and that's why I say we're on this train track. I don't think we're going to be there tomorrow. This is not where we're going tomorrow, but we're on that train track, and we need to get the hell off. We need to stop consenting to this. Erwin William Davis, there was an alleged racist sign at the rally that said, Arbeit macht frei, what? Which is a Nazi analogy. I am of the Jewish faith and heritage, and I was not offended in any way. Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of the Nazi stuff was aimed at any of us, or trying to say we are Nazis. I think it simply is calling out that this is like Nazi rule that is coming down, and I think you agree with that. I think that's your point. So, Shira Smiley, we need those in Nevada to join together. I'm not sure they will make it back after this. We need a lot of people to come together, and that's why I've said from the beginning, needs to be a unifying event, a unifying message. We need to be able to communicate to people that do not agree with us, that don't see it yet, in a way that helps them to see it. And that's why I've been real particular about the fact that we need to stop talking about the things that they don't care about and talk about, the things that they do care about. So, because that's where their head is at. You have to reach them where they're at, and then you can bring them to where they are. Or where you are. You can't drag them to where you are if you're not willing to go where they are. Elizabeth Dworak, Swierczek. I hope I got that. I'm horrible with those last names, where they have too many consonants together. It's like living in a world where people believe in Santa Claus and he doesn't exist. And you have to check out their level of crazy before you even converse with them to find out what kind of egg shells you have to walk on. Exactly. And but we need them, and that's the key. Unfortunately, all right, a little fuzzy floating. We need them to come join us. We really do. And, because otherwise they're going to be the first ones on that trolley that was mentioned earlier. It's going to be interesting. It's like waking up in the Twilight Zone. Yep. Look who's watching Josh. What? Did I miss something? Who's watching? I can't see. Is there a way to tell? I don't know. Nicole, you have to fill me in later. Anyway, so guys, if you're interested, get a hold of somebody. A couple more things real quick here. Michael Dano, yes, and I need to talk to you too, Michael. Fear's got a hold of them, almost like a brainwashing. Yep, and that is part of brainwashing technique. You take away all of the control somebody has, and this is what they do. They'll lock you in a room. They'll mess with the lights, so that you don't know what time it is. That you have no control over the day. They mess with your food cycle. They mess with your sleep cycles. They drive you insane or right to the brink of it. So that you would give up anything just to get a little bit of control back. And that's what they're doing here. They're doing it with fear. They're making you so afraid of something that, oh, your husband's watching, Nicole. Oh, awesome. Hello, sir, Mr. Ferguson. They try to make you so afraid of this virus and how life-threatening it is that you're willing to give up some control of your life. You're willing to give up a little bit of it, little by little, or a lot of it in some cases, in order to control you and to tell you what they need to do. Kent Jones, howdy, man, howdy. That's a great man right there. I love his show. I'm just going to plug you real quick, Kent, because I've been on both of your shows. We do the Dream Home Ninjas on 21.6 The Net, his radio. And then he's had me on the other show that they do that's fantastic. I'll drop a link down to that one, just because I don't remember the full length of the name. Or if you want to, Kent, you can. Larry, there you are. Hey, man. Hey. Glad you made it out to Springfield. You guys were awesome. Let's see. Elizabeth Dworak. Let's see. If you'll notice, no one is talking about Trump draining the swamp, Hillary and her Iranian deals, Joe Biden and his senility. That's what they're doing. And That's what they're doing. Misdirection. Glad you're doing this. We need more sensible people in this world. Swertsek. Okay. Swertsek. You were close. Good. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, and it is. It's all misdirection. You know, what's the Rahm Emanuel thing? Never let a crisis go to waste. That's the problem. So they are definitely not letting this crisis go to waste. It's total misdirection. You're looking over here while they're doing shit behind the scenes, trying to pass messed up Second Amendment laws, trying to pass all kinds of crap to give funding to their buddies, and it's disgusting. But it's politics in general. It's horrible. Who is that? Pritzker plans to keep Illinois closed until after 4th of July. I'm not having that crap. Nope. I had Cash Jackson was like texting me today. He was like, we need another protest soon. We need one soon. Because he saw the article about Mayor Lightfoot and what she was doing. So, yeah, absolutely. We want to get one, and I got no problem if anybody wants to put together some smaller ones and do some stuff. But we need more precision strike on this one. I wanted to do the first one as a little more laid back, a little more PR, a little more friendly, trying to get more people in. And that's really what we went with. It somewhat worked out, somewhat didn't. But this next one is going to be more precision in taking out bullies, standing up to bullies, not taking them out, but standing up to bullies, getting in their face and not backing down. So that's when we're going for Memorial Day. Kent Jones, civil tension. Yes, lots of civil tension. Raymond Rosenberry, welcome from Peoria. Yeah, Nicole Ferguson, of course, he wants to keep us locked down. He'd keep us locked down all year. And sorry about that. Wife calling me. She must be on her way home. So, Lauren, yep, that was what I was saying. Memorial Day is the next big one. There may be smaller ones in between. Timmy Downs, Mississippi governor, is fighting his own group to be in single control of $1.25 billion federal money. Did you see the article? I did see the article. It's messed up, man. All of these places are messed up. The governors are doing some weird crap. Greg Molinaro, hi Josh, what's your opinion? I was at Costco today. They made it mandatory to go in the store with a mask. I said to the store person, show me the law. Whoops. Hold on. Show me the law. Then there were 2 police officers who were actually okay, but said the governor has an order and it's their house, Costco, and they can enforce this. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing people have brought up. And this goes for Facebook, right? A private business can do what they want to do. They can say you have to wear a mask in there. One place was telling a couple that they have to be, like a husband and wife, that they have to be 6 foot apart. I mean, the idiocy of that is obvious. They sleep together. 6 foot distancing in the store is not what's going to prevent disease transmission. I mean, that's just dumb. But yeah, a business can do that. Now, as a consumer, you have the right to say, screw you, I'm not shopping here anymore. And that is what we need to start practicing. We need, honestly, and this is what's really going to save the economy. We need to stop spending our money at big box stores like Costco, like Walmart, the big chain stores. We need to start focusing locally, buying local. It might cost a little bit more. It usually will. The reason it doesn't cost as much from countries like China is because they're paying these people that are doing this stuff pennies, because they're able to, because it's communism over there. And I've always been of the mind that you flow money and power to things that are doing the right thing. When you go shop at these places, you're flowing money and power to communism. Well, look what happened. Now the communism is coming here. Hell, I don't know how much of the conspiracy crap you want to believe, but there's varying degrees of it. I'm not saying it's all crazy. I'm not saying that at all. There's a lot of fact behind it. But the one thing that is indisputable is they didn't warn us or tell us about this thing early enough by any means. They actually made this worse. So if just that is true, then why are we supporting them? Why are we giving their country continually more money with our shopping dollars by going to Walmart, by going to Costco? We need to stop that. We need to shop locally as much as possible. If we do that, and if we, because the economy, the free market economy, which is what we have, the free market economy is based on demand and supply. If there is a demand, a supply will be created. Someone will create the supply. So if we start demanding American made, the supply will come. And once the supply comes, at first it might be a little bit more expensive. Eventually, we'll figure out how to fine tune it and get it down to a reasonable price. At first, we're going to have to put a lot of the systems back in place that we've lost to China. So we really need to be supporting America and our neighbors with our dollars right now. Big time. I saw John Anthony pop on here too earlier. Hey, John, if you haven't gone on his show, he's being censored for supporting us. So go support him with your love when clicking that like button on Black and Right. Great show. He's had us on a couple times. Let's see. Larry Ferguson, Sunday, 5/3/20. Douglas County HD. Totals 0 new, 28 tested, 226 negative, 20 positive, 2 pending. By my calculation, that is 0.001% of Douglas County has been positive for COVID. For the life of me, I don't know why we can't open by zones or counties. We are not Cook County. Yeah. And I mean, the bottom line is it never should have happened in the first place. They never had this power in Illinois specifically. I don't believe they had the power anywhere to do this. Nicole Ferguson, as soon as you have an idea about Memorial Day, come up with a flyer so that we can get the word out sooner. Yes, we are doing that. We already have the idea of what we're doing. We just need to fine tune it and make sure that we're spot on this evening with the call. Michael Dano, it's a catch-22 with the mask. It absolutely is. Yeah. I mean, and unfortunately, that's one of the things. And you gotta support whose beliefs you are, and this is why it's so important that we're split up the way we are. The whole reason that America was divided into states that are united, right? We're the United States, but the states had individual power to do kind of what they wanted to do, is because they can then build their area with their demographic. Right? So if like Florida is going to be designed for more retirement people. The way it is. All their laws are going to be around that. Their taxes are going to be based around that. They're going to be, focusing on that type of community. And then, your beach-going partiers, I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm making this up. But they're going to design for their population. Then you go over to Mississippi. Mississippi is going to be very different. California, going to be very different. Texas, very different. Chicago or Illinois, very different. Each state is going to set up for their people. And the beauty of that is, if you live in Illinois and you hate it here, what can you do? Drive to the next state. Drive to a state you like better. Move down to Texas. I talked to a lady today. She's moving to Texas. She's like, I'm getting out of here. Moving to Dallas. I had a buddy who moved to Southern Illinois. Even Southern Illinois is better than this. I used to live in Southern Illinois, down Carbondale area. I liked it. I liked it great. But that's the beauty. If we do this crap to our country nationally, then there's nowhere to go except to another country, and I don't think there's one that's really better. Raylan, we don't have to do business with them. Raymond, people are apathetic and afraid to be involved. They are. I've run into that a lot, and we have to get the ones that aren't. We have to wake people up to this. We have to get the ones that aren't, and we have to focus on that. So we have to get the word out big, because I don't have any doubt that it's going to be similar. It's going to be like a 2-3% thing, like it was in the beginning. And those are the people we have to get, the ones who are willing to stand up. Michael, government is telling them if they want to operate, they need to enforce it. Yep. John Anthony, shop local. Absolutely. Everybody should be right now, because that's what's going to save the economy. Sending money to Walmart is not going to save the economy. That's not. What's going to save the economy is shopping locally. Trying to do that as much as you frickin' can. That's what's going to get us out of this nasty disaster these governors have put us in. Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons. Yeah, because you can't buy that much bulk, Raylan. I mean that is definitely part of it. You can't get the same bulk discounts, but also, yeah, a lot of the stuff has left the country, so we don't even have some of the things, that these guys do. It's kind of sad. Um, Yep, John Anthony, local Ace Hardware instead of Home Depot and Menards. Yeah, absolutely. Those guys are your local guys. They're locally owned. Heather Snedeker Bladel did that today. We were turned away from a garden store today. Unfortunately, it was a locally owned business, but we did not bend with our ideals. Absolutely. And find the businesses that believe the same way you do. Support those, because that is how you support something, is with your dollars, right? Who I give this to, right here, who I give this to, who I choose to give this to, this is how I support them. This is how I give them power. Power, right? This is power. Where I spend this is where that power goes. That's how I control it, right? Is by spending it where I believe the same thing they do. If you're spending it at a place that you don't believe the same thing they do, well, you're giving them power. Like we've done with China. Aaron B, you're saying the same thing I am. That always made with the most powerful vote is made with your wallet. Absolutely. Nicole Ferguson, buying local would be nice if there were any local stores open. We don't have many shops here in Arcola to shop at, so we are forced to shop the big box shops. And honestly, that's where I would talk to some of these business owners and tell them, like, let's open back up. Guys, it's time. We need to open this back up. It's enough. We're not taking this crap anymore. Open up. We will support you. When this first went down, the first restaurant ban came in, the first executive order on restaurant bans. I found one restaurant, I think it was Clinton, Illinois, that was staying open. It was a couple days after it. My father-in-law, we talked about his place up north, northern border of Illinois. And I was, if he was willing to make a stand, I'd have gone and helped him, man. But I found this place with snappers and I was going to go drive down there and help him do whatever he needed, but he caved, unfortunately. The pressure was too high. So that's what we need to do. We need to talk to these guys and let them know they're not alone. Like this lady with the salon down in Dallas, we don't have to know them. We just have to tell them, hey, I support you if you want to open up, man. If you want to open up, I'll be there to shop. I'll be there to help you make stuff. Whatever you need, I'm there for you. Because this is our community, our town, our group. We have to do this together. The officials aren't going to help us, and I know your husband's a mayor. But that's not their job. It's not their job to figure this out. It's our job. It's our job. When did we stop loving our neighbor, saying hi? When Facebook came on. Facebook is the great devil in my mind, because it's awesome because I can keep in contact with people I've never seen. That's fantastic. But now I don't talk to my neighbor who's right across the street. I need to go talk to him. Go say hi, introduce myself. I was doing that the other day with the neighbor across the street. They had a baby right about the same time we did. We were hanging out and having a good time. They had a few friends over, and we all got to know each other a little bit. So that's what we all need to start doing a lot more. Shopping locally, get to know your neighborhood, get to know your neighbors if you don't already. Some people are great with that and have already done that. But let's see. Marta Forberger, this is why they are trying to kill those small businesses so the big stores could take over and you have no choice. Yeah, and we need to be the ones to fight that. Aaron B, yes, and if we stop buying their shit, whatever it is, factory farmed meat or Chinese child labor with their fast fashion, they'll stop making it. Exactly. Demand and supply. Demand and supply. What we demand, somebody will come along with a supply unless government interferes. That's the one time that it screws it up. Like Facebook, like pharmaceuticals, vaccinations, all that stuff. Government gets involved and screws it up, and we need to stop them from doing that. Spring Conway Stembridge, absolutely support your local small farms and farmers markets, local small business, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Elizabeth, do you think that the social distancing and the masks are going to leave at a certain point, or do you think that it's going to be the new normal everywhere? Unfortunately, with the way things are going, I think it's going to be the new normal. I do not think it should be. I do not think it should be the new normal. Honestly, I don't. But with what I'm watching of people doing, I think it will be, sadly enough. Happy Hour Al, it's me again, Josh. Yes, I am a guy. I have 5 daughters. Oh, same as me. I'm a grandfather. I have 9 grandchildren. Holy cow. It is up to us. We are the ones who screwed this up to make it right for our children and our grandchildren. Our generation is over with. We did this to ourselves. We have to make it right. We have no choice. Absolutely. We were apathetic. There's about 3 generations minimally that are good and solidly responsible for this. And we're the ones who have to fix it. We can't just leave this problem to our kids. They're not going to understand. They're just going to grow up in it. And they're going to be accustomed to it, and they're going to think it's fine. We have to fix it. Nicole. Yeah, Snappers in Clinton. Mike Coney, thank you. Yeah, dude, I was willing to drive down there and support that guy. Elizabeth, this seems like a great bunch of patriots. Feel free to friend me. Absolutely, I certainly will. So, guys, we'll do the conference call at 8 Central. Text or whatever, send a message to me, Janae, or Justin, and we will get you in the next one, get you up to speed. But homework for tonight: read your your state constitution, and read the U.S. Constitution. They're not that crazy. Get you a little dictionary next to you if you need to look up some of the words in there because they don't make sense. Do that so you understand it. It's an important document to understand. You need to do that. So, thank you guys, and good night. Be back tomorrow at 6.